Hello guys, hope you're doing well. I'm Said and welcome back. In this video, we will look at more properties of sigma notation and use them in some examples. Let's get started. Number 1, the sum of c from a equals m to n equals c times n minus 1 plus 1. C is a constant. But why? Because we are adding the same constant a certain number of times. Let me explain it with an example so you can understand it better. For example, the sum of 5 from a equals 3 to 8. First find the number of terms. We have n equals 8 minus 3 plus 1 equals 6. Means the number 5 is added 6 times. So we have the sum of 5 from I equals 3 to 8 equals 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 equals 30. So the sum of 5 I equals 3 to 8 equals 6 times 5 equals 30. Or, for example, the sum of 2 from I equals 2 to 5, right? First find the number of terms. We have 5 minus 2 plus 1 equals 4. So the sum of 2 from I equals 2 to 5 equals 4 times 2 equals 8. Or the sum of 3 from I equals 1 to 5. First find the number of terms. We have n equals 5 minus 1 plus 1 equals 5. So the sum of 3 from I equals 1 to 5 equals 5 times 3 equals 15, right? There are several formulas that are extremely useful. For example, the sum of I from I equals 1 to n equals n times n plus 1 over 2. For example, the sum of I from I equals 1 to 10 equals 10 times 10 plus 1 is 11 over 2. So we have 55. The sum of I from I equals 1 to 10, we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 10 equals 10 times 11 over 2 equals 55, right? Or the sum of I from I equals 1 to 5 equals 5 times 5 plus 1 is 6 over 2 we have 15. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. Or, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 8 equals 8 times 8 plus 1 is 9 over 2 equals 36. Or, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 20 equals 20 times 21 over 2. So we have 210, right? Or, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 30 equals 30 times 31 over 2 equals 465, right? Number 2, sum of the squares. The sum of I squared from I equals 1 to n equals n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6. For example, the sum of I squared from I equals 1 to 5 equals 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 5 squared equals 5 times 5 plus 1 is 6 times 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11 over 6. So 6 and 6 cancel out and we have 5 times 11 is 55. Or the sum of I squared from I equals 1 to 3 equals 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared equals, in this problem, n is 3. So we have 3 times 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 2n plus 1 means 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 6 equals 14. Means 1 squared is 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 9 is 14. Number 3, sum of the cube. The sum of I cubed from I equals 1 to n equals n times n plus 1 over 2 squared. For example, the sum of I cubed from I equals 1 to 4. In this problem, n is 4, so we have 4 times 5 over 2 whole squared, so we have 100, right? Or the sum of I cubed from I equals 1 to 10, so we have 10 times 11 over 2 whole squared means 55 squared equals 3025. For example, evaluate the sum of 2i squared plus 3i minus 4 from I equals 1 to 10. First, separate the summation, means the sum of 2i squared from I equals 1 to 10 plus the sum of 3i from I equals 1 to 10 minus the sum of 4 from I equals 1 to 10. So we have 2 times the sum of I squared from I equals 1 to 10 plus 3 the sum of I equals 1 to 10 I minus the sum of 4 from I equals 1 to 10. Now evaluate each part, means equals 2 times the sum of I squared from I equals 1 to 10. In this case, n equals 10. So we have n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 is 21 over 6 plus 3 times the sum of I from I equals 1 to 10. In this case, n equals 10, so we have n times n plus 1 is 11 over 2 minus the sum of 4. The number of terms is 10 minus 1 plus 1 equals 10. So we have minus 4 times 10, right? So we have 2 times this fraction is 385 plus 3 times 55. 3 times 55 minus 40. So we have 895. The sum of k squared plus 2k plus 1. We have the sum of k squared from k equals 1 to 6 plus 2 times the sum of k from k equals 1 to 6 plus the sum of 1 from k equals 1 to 6, right? So we have the sum of k squared equals n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6. In this case, n equals 6. So we have 6 times 6 plus 1 is 7 times 2 times 6 plus 1 is 13 over 6 right? Plus 2 times the sum of k from k equals 1 to 6 equals 6 times 6 plus 1 is 7 over 2 plus the sum of 1 from k equals 1 to 6 is 6. So final answer equals 6 and 6 cancel out. So we have 7 times 13 is 91 plus 2 and 2 cancel out and we have 42 plus 6. So we have 139.